everything that we know from the Terra leak and all of the future Pokemon games that are coming out after Pokemon Winds and Waves may have just changed. We just covered a massive leak the other day that genuinely changes the future of what we know and what we are expecting with these Pokemon leaks. And as I said in that video where I talk about all these brand new leaks, which is 2 videos before this one, I believe, I personally think this is one of the biggest leaks that we've had all year as far as Pokemon goes, because it genuinely changes everything. Alright, before we do hop into it, please subscribe to the channel. Help reach my goal of 45,000 subscribers. And my bro Jayzarn and I are still doing a giveaway for 2 $20 eShop cards in our Discord. 100% free to join, by the way. We just have it in our Discord just so we know who enters and we can keep track of the entries. With that being said, let's just hop right into it. So, and I'm gonna break it all down for you guys in this video. And it seems like this game may be that Project P30 leak that we had the other day of some sort of 30th anniversary game that Omari is seemingly overseeing, which is a major leak because Omari has been a part of many mainline Pokemon games. So this P30 isn't just some sort of random board game or something. This should be something pretty big. My theory is that this new game that we just had leaked actually is this P30. And this all relates us to Project Karasu, the leaked Pokemon Legends Galar game that may or may not still be happening. So yeah, Project Karasu is apparently Legends Galar. So a Legends game set in the Galar region. I was all for that. It was apparently going to be set like 1,000 years in the past, kind of like an old Galar region, which I think the lore of the Galar region would be perfect for that setting. We have this user over on X that has got many things right in the past, with Winds and Waves, with Scarlet and Violet, just pretty good track record, right? So they said Karasu currently slated for the second half of 2029. Legends 3, a Kanto sequel set about 10 years in the future. This will feature apparently the Johto region and the Kanto region with a map that rivals the size of the Winds and Waves map, and it will be the first open world Kanto game. And if you don't know, Winds and Waves is quite literally going to be a huge game. It's going to be the biggest Pokemon game by a landslide, apparently. Like, the map should genuinely be huge. So it will have a focus on Mew with a Ho-Oh and Lugia subplot, and apparently the tentative title is Legends Genesis. And of course, Genesis basically means like the beginning. The Kanto region is where Pokemon started. We're going back to the beginning with a Legends game as a true Kanto sequel, apparently, just like how Legends ZA is a sequel to Pokemon X and Y, right? And I'm pretty sure we had some rumors and like leaks about Karasu, like whether or not it's still happening, whether or not it still is the Galar region, because what we do know is that it is a Legends game pretty much with certainty. And the reason why I think this P30 project that we had leaked from Ball Guy the other day is actually going to be this Legends Genesis or this Legends Kanto game is because of the fact that it's a 30th anniversary, and obviously we all know the Pokemon Company Game Freak, they just absolutely love Gen 1 with their entire just whole heart. They just love Gen 1. So, and now this game would not come out this year. Let me just say that this would not be under this 30th anniversary like release schedule, and that's typical. That is not unlike, you know, Nintendo or Pokemon to not drop something on the actual anniversary. And the reason why it could be called P30 is because it's starting here in the 30th anniversary. They're completely switching it out to the Kanto region as a Legends game. And that's also why I do think it would make sense, because we have that apparent leak that Omari is overseeing whatever this game is. I'm not sure if this Karasu game was scrapped from a Galar game to a Kanto Legends game, but that's exactly what it seems like here. And I want to bring up this point. This user does not post often. Like, they really haven't posted much in the last couple years. They also reposted this entire post with all the Ball Guy stuff about how one of the friends from Winds and Waves is going to be from the Kanto region, which would once again just connect everything from Winds and Waves, the Kanto region, Pokopia, the anime, because they are going to connect everything, like, as much as they possibly can. And just as a few, like, little, I guess you could say, references to some of the things they got correct were these little bits and pieces before we actually had the Winds and Waves trailer about underwater scenes, that it's a step up from Scarlet and Violet, quite literally saying that it's a bird, dog, and a gecko starter set. So yeah, they have a pretty good track record here. And apparently Winds and Waves Gen 10 is going to be kind of a longer, I guess you could say, lifespan. There's definitely going to be a DLC. Who knows if it's going to be 1 year or 2 years after the game's release, but it seems like Game Freak are actually trying to connect these regions, not like literally in Winds and Waves, I mean just kind of like connecting it with these characters. Gen 10 should be a pretty big reset for Pokemon. It should be really like stepping things into the next gen. And Kanto, I know we've had a lot of Kanto games, almost too much Kanto love over the years as a whole, but I actually do think a Legends Kanto is a pretty good idea, and I think it would be really, really sick, especially with a ginormous map, and if the Johto region is in there, because I have been wanting a Legends Johto so bad. I still would prefer a Legends Johto game to be completely separate, honestly, but if it's part of this Kanto game, I'm down. And on a business standpoint, from Game Freak, the Pokemon Company, and Nintendo, it is a safe bet. It's a safe title to do because everybody knows Kanto, everybody knows Generation 1. It would be a massive title and just bring more people to understand and know these Legends games because they do sell well, but they don't sell as well as a brand new game. And it's not unlike gaming companies as a whole to completely just change direction during development. This is not a crazy thing that they could scrap Legends Galar into Legends Genesis being Legends Kanto, and they could still do a Legends Galar game in the future, but maybe because they, realize that, hey, maybe the Galar region isn't the most popular region for another Legends game, let's just bring it all back to square one, Legends Genesis. And of course, as far as the title goes, it may or may not be called Legends Genesis, it could be called Legends Mew, Legends Kanto, Legends Red, pretty much anything just like referencing, Generation 1. What do you guys think it could be called? I kind of like just the simple Legends Kanto. Legends Mew is always a cool one. And we do know from a tweet from Central Leaks that Game Freak and Pokemon, they were actually planning on having a really big year for the 30th anniversary, like a lot of major announcements. Everything, unfortunately, pretty much got delayed. But if we won't get a classic collection or some sort of, anniversary kind of game, Generation 3 ports, I don't know, something like that, Kanto does have huge marketing power, and it is technically still a huge celebration for Pokemon. I know like Pokopia was quite literally in the Kanto region. We got Fire Red Leaf Green ports, which is the Kanto region. So it is kind of weird if they were to do this, but at the same time, like it's just so Game Freak. You know what I mean? I just think it's really difficult to ignore. It's right in front of our faces with Project P30, Legends Mew, the 30th anniversary, just Game Freak being Game Freak in general. I think a lot of this stuff is aligning up and does kind of make a lot of sense. Now, like I said earlier, this is not 100% confirmation. This is just a source that has had many things correct in the past, and they went on some sort of just spree of just dropping huge information. So to build more hype for this anniversary and just for Pokemon as a whole, like why not bring it back to the start, even though this game probably wouldn't drop until, I don't know, 2029, 2030, maybe 2028. I'm doing a little voiceover right now, but I also forgot to mention, what if P30 stands for 2030, like meaning this game could be releasing in 2030. I mean, the 30 has got to mean something, Project 30. It could just be ironic timing that it's also the 30th anniversary at this exact moment. So I don't know, that's just another theory. Who really knows? But I kind of am excited for what's going to happen, and I like this. I like that we have a little bit of storm brewing up in the leak community because, I mean, it's kind of just more fun, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is an interesting thing that may actually change the entire future of Pokemon as a whole, and it may lead us to more surprises. It may actually lead us to, like, not 100% knowing what's gonna happen, and I think that's really interesting to say. And I also want to point out the fact that the Legends Galar stuff was not fake. None of that was fake. Like 99% of that stuff was 100% real. They were planning on a Legends Galar game. It is straight from the Terra League files. Plans can easily change. Game Freak, the Pokemon Company, Nintendo, they could quite literally change whatever they want. I'm just really curious to see what happens. So what do you guys think? Do you think that this user is correct? Do you think that we are going to be getting some sort of Legends Kanto game rather than a Legends Galar game? I 100% could see that happening, honestly. And if we were to get literally any other Legends game, which one would you specifically want as far as, a generation or a region? I know I've always wanted a Generation 5 Legends game, but I guess Generation 1 is pretty cool too, but it would be nice to see some of these other generations get some more love. And whenever we do get some more information about this, hopefully more leaks, hopefully more news, other sources may be coming out about this, I will let you guys know if they confirm this, if they deny that any of this is actually true, because like I said, leak space is all over the place. Things could change overnight, and I hope that this user is not trolling just because of their history of what they actually have got correct. So I'm not going to tell you guys what to believe. I just know that a Legends 3, some sort of third Legends game, is going to happen eventually, and it seems like it will happen after Winds and Waves. It should be like the next big release after Winds and Waves, and then I do believe the MMO is dropping after that next Legends game. Unless they switch things up into the MMO beforehand, or I don't know, at the same year, same time, who knows. Anyway, yes, I would love to know your thoughts and your theories, just because this is a crazy one. This actually has me so hyped right now. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on the post notifications if you don't want to miss all the future news about this. And if you are real and watching this far in the video, comment down below your favorite Kanto Generation 1 Pokemon. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.